Hello everyone, I'm Andy.
And I'm Mark.
And this is not only Strange Stuff podcast, but it's episode 250.
So I better check. Is this live? Are people able to phone in and abuse us while we're talking?
No, they're not.
All right,
but that won't stop them. They can always abuse us by email. And I look forward to it.
Dear. Well, it's, 250 episodes. It's quite interesting because there's so much going on at the moment, so much madness going on at the moment. I don't know if it's ever been worse. I suppose it was worse with Boris Johnson and politics going on in the world. That was pretty bad. But, what's going on in the States is sort of slightly concerning, massively concerning. Well, what's happened to Iran? That's off the radar at the moment.
Yes, because we've got the new distraction of the vandals in the reflecting pool that don't exist. I mean it's, for one of the most CCTV covered areas in the world, on the planet, in the front of the White House, there's so little evidence of these Obama donors actually running along 350 feet, dragging a knife behind them to cut through this thing, which Trump was on TV with a pair of scissors earlier saying, you can't even cut this.
I know.
It's fucking incredible.
But the thing is, it's so obvious. I mean, it is completely covered by 60 different angles of CCTV.
Yep.
Absolutely no evidence of vandalism.
No, except for the White House employees pouring the fucking hydroxide peroxide in there.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, the president's motorcade driving across it 2 days after it had been painted.
Oh, is that what they did?
Yeah, a fucking motorcade, a £20,000 car with a fat Trump in it, driving across the freshly painted surface of the reflecting pool. Well done, Pratt.
No, but it's, it seems like a relatively minor thing, but I was listening to a report yesterday or the other day that, this fellow Todd Blanche, DOJ, the acting DOJ fellow, he has signed off on new rules and regulations where he is able to decide which prison prisoners are sent to. Never happened in the history of the States. That's the prisons department, and there's rigorous rules and regulations, severity of the crime,
all categories,
sort of thing, all thrown out the window. Todd Blanche now has the power, or the DOJ, Todd Blanche, has the power to send prisoners to wherever he wants. So that means...
And the word Supermax springs to mind.
So any Democrat or enemy, as it were, or critic of Trump gets sent to Supermax, and any MAGA supporter gets sent on home leave.
Yeah, with a little tag.
I mean,
and you have to be home by 3 a.m. and you're not allowed out again till 3:30.
I wonder if Trump is if he's still in power in a couple of years' time.
He won't be alive in a couple of years' time.
Well, we're going to start seeing some pretty bad. I mean, you always think of places like, I don't know. Give me an example of where people disappeared. Argentina,
North Korea.
But it's literally just on the. Or it started to a minor extent, but it could happen. Hundreds or thousands of people may just start disappearing in America soon.
Well, I mean, that was one of Saddam Hussein's tricks, wasn't it? Making citizens disappear.
Because, everything is pointing in that direction. Everything is pointing in that direction.
Yep. Fascist dictatorship.
Here's a question for you, coming to the UK. When did Keir Starmer resign?
Well, technically, this is bullshit because apparently he doesn't leave till September. What kind of resignation is that? That's not a resignation.
But I was absolutely certain that there were reports on the day after Keir Starmer resigned.
Actually, I can tell you,
Burnham would be the new Prime Minister.
Yes, he resigned on Monday, an hour after we recorded, and I said we were going to lose Keir Starmer today.
You didn't.
I did. I said Keir Starmer.
To hear the bloody playback of that.
Well, that would be a nice change if you actually listen to our podcast, even while we're recording it. But yes, I told you that Keir Starmer would lose the premiership that very day, and sure enough, it was on my feed an hour later.
Well, what I can't understand is Andy Burnham the new Prime Minister, or does he have to be voted in? Is there a competition, or does he take over de facto?
Okay, bearing in mind the way politics is at the moment, no one in the Labour Party will stand against him, simply because you saw what happened with Keir Starmer and the public. Andy Burnham is, as far as the Labour voters are concerned, the answer to Nigel Farage. Nobody else.
Oh.
So to stand against him is political suicide. So they are going to basically parachute in a non-MP to be Prime Minister.
He is an MP.
Only for the last week.
Yeah, but that's fair enough. He has
No,
been
it's
an
not.
MP before.
No, it's not. And bear in mind, he is going to be worse than Keir Starmer. I've told you about his pedigree. He is so fucking Blairite. It's unbelievable. They're going to regret this. When I say in a year's time, I told you this would happen, you'll say, you didn't say anything about that.
Well, the thing is that a lot of the critics of Keir Starmer who have been calling for his resignation, what did you say? You've got to be careful what you wish for.
Yes.
And now it's happened, they're going to end up with Andy Burnham as Prime Minister, which I'm absolutely certain is far worse for them.
It's far worse for everybody. It's far worse for everybody. He will be exactly the same as Tony Blair. If Andy Burnham had been in charge when Trump said, send me warships, we would be at war with Iran.
Do you think so?
Yep, 100%.
Well, we don't have to worry about it because we're not at war with Iran. It's all solved. It's all resolved.
No, it's all back on again.
Is it back on this morning?
Of course. It only gets resolved on a Friday. And then we're back at it on a Monday.
Ahead of the weekend.
Yeah.
So there's that going on. There's the non-Iran. There's the reflection pool not reflecting anything. There's a new Labour leader. Did you... I was just about to say Katie Price. Her name's not Katie Price. Who's that pretty horrible ex-presenter on LBC? Katie Hopkins?
Katie Hopkins.
She was shouted out of a pub in London. Did you see that? She went into a pub in London to watch the football match.
Did she go in with Tony Ten Names?
Robinson.
Tommy Ten Names, yeah.
I don't know if he was there, but she literally got shouted out.
Did she though? Or was she welcomed and treated like a queen?
No, well, the expression on her face and her swearing and pushing people with cameras around, it didn't look like she was very happy.
Yeah, it's not the best place to go into a football crowd when you're a controversial celebrity is not the best idea. Because no one is going to say, hey, look, it's Katie Hopkins, let's get a selfie. They're going to sing songs at you. They're going to abuse you. Even if they like you, they're going to abuse you.
You were right about, we were talking about it at this World Cup football thing, that Trump isn't going to any of the matches.
Yeah.
Was it you who said that he wasn't going to any matches with English-speaking crowds?
Yeah.
Well, that is literally what's happening. He's not going to any matches where there are English-speaking crowds because he could understand the chant.
Yes, as long as he doesn't understand that they're calling him a fucking nonce, then he doesn't mind.
But Epstein, the name Epstein is the same in any language, so I'm sure he'll be able to pick up on the fact that they're chanting about him and Epstein.
Yeah, he's probably under the impression they're singing, we're sorry about the Epstein rubbish, we don't believe the Epstein lies.
I mean, everything... Isn't it funny how literally everything that he supports backfires on him? I mean, blows up in his face. Everything.
Well, anyone who's supposed to be advising him could have told him that it's going to blow back in his face, but they won't because they're all terrified of losing their fucking jobs.
Sycophant, isn't that the word?
Or they're all trying to queue up to be next in line for the job, and of course, without his blessing, they've got a much lower chance of getting the job.
I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's necessarily relevant. But did you know that J.D. Vance's wife is still a practicing Hindu?
Is she not very good at it? How long has she been practicing?
No, but you know when J.D. Vance is always promoting this Christian national nonsense?
Yeah, but we all know that it's a political lie.
Well, no, I realise that, but it is pretty incongruous, if that's the right word, that his own wife is in fact a Hindu. Nothing wrong with that at all. Do what you like. But the fact that it's his wife who's a Hindu, and
Yeah.
he wants to export all of these non-Christians out of the country.
Well, Trump built a wall to stop immigrants getting in while importing his entire family from other countries.
Yeah. In fact, I was reading somewhere that even Trump, I think his own children shouldn't be entitled to American passports, because when he had children with whoever his previous missus was,
They've all got the
wasn't
same
an American
name.
citizen.
I don't know.
So
Ivanka,
if he
Ivana,
birthright.
Ivaricha.
Yeah, that's right. The one who died falling down a staircase.
What? I didn't know about this.
Didn't once Trump's first wife die falling down a staircase?
That's not suspicious at all.
Let me. I don't want to besmirch his good name.
That's fucking so suspicious, falling down a staircase.
Hang on.
How many people do you know who've died falling down staircases?
I think there was that very. Anyway, let me. So how shall I?
How did Trump's first wife die?
How did Trump?
Do you know there was
Oh
a very
my God.
famous case?
Can you read that? Top
No.
of the list. How did Trump's first wife die?
There's a very famous case in America of a guy whose first 3 wives accidentally fell down the stairs.
ABC News. Here we go. Former President Trump has died at the age of 73.
What?
Injuries sustained as a result of a fall.
Hang on, she died at the age of 73, so this happened recently. Because she wasn't the same age as him when they got married, for sure.
Died age 73. And she is Eric, Ivanka, and Donald Jr.
Of course, he would call one of them Donald Jr.
First wife dead. Yes, you're right. Not strange at all. No, I'm surprised you didn't know that. Even I know that, and I don't.
I don't take much notice of what goes on over there, to be honest. I mean, I laugh at the headlines, but I don't sort of know anything more deep than that.
Now, changing the subject completely onto a slightly lighter tone.
Can't get much lighter and more comedy than Trump.
What was that post that appeared on Facebook from someone who is an old friend of yours talking about blonde is best or something? And it was a picture of what I can only guess was hashish or whatever it's called.
Yes.
Oh, what was that?
It's best if we don't talk about it.
It was a bloody Facebook post. You can't get much more.
I know, I was a
than
little
that.
bit surprised, and I know he'll be watching this, and I'm a little bit surprised, sir.
I don't know. I don't think it was a picture. I don't think it was a video of him. I think it was a video
Oh, it
of
was.
Are you sure?
I recognise those fingers.
Really? Because I noticed.
But
those
I will
fingers.
never
They're not
stand
very
up in
pretty.
I will never stand up in court and say that. So don't come after me, CIA and FBI. I'm not standing up for you.
Yeah, well, it's the DEA, isn't it? Drug Enforcement Agency, if that's the right word.
They wouldn't have much pull in the United Kingdom.
No, you
Unless
can't.
Andy Burnham was the Prime Minister, then he'd let them.
So you think that Andy Burnham is going to be a Trump sycophant?
Absolutely, 100%. Trump's already given him some great advice. In the newspaper this morning, he said he's a little bit liberal, but I would say to him, come on, Andy, drill, baby, drill. Get that North Sea oil flowing.
He did drill, baby, drill. Yeah. So anyway, what else is going on? Come on, what's on the front page of the Current Bun, or have you already done that?
Not good news. Venezuela, 2 earthquakes, tens of thousands dead.
What? How many?
Tens of thousands feared dead.
Right.
7.2 and 7.5.
Yeah. Really?
So that's bad news for Venezuela, who've only just lost their president to a kidnapping.
Isn't it amazing how fundamentally lucky we are to live in a natural world, safe area? We don't have to worry about tsunamis, earthquakes, floods, anything like that. And yet,
but not the UK. According to yesterday's newspaper, warning of death, danger of death warnings were issued because it was a bit warm.
Yeah, well, you see that now. You sound a bit crazy, Andy. I mean, it was warm. It was nearly 36
I sound
degrees.
crazy? They shut hundreds of schools.
Yes, that's right.
That is pathetic and ridiculous. People go to school every day in those temperatures elsewhere in the world.
Yeah, because they're used
Well,
to
I
them.
remember in 1976, stop being such a wet wanker. In 1976, we had a heat wave that lasted for 2 months. And guess what? We all went to school. Nobody died of it.
How do you know?
It's fucking pathetic.
I don't think any school children's died of it in the 70s, but lots of elderly
Yeah, so
people
what?
do.
So what? Pfft, that's okay. That's natural selection. We need that. You can't just. Did we learn nothing from the COVID nonsense about shutting schools?
You are so totally useless. Did you not hear the news reports? It's new record highs. It
Fuck
wasn't
off.
that hot in 78.
Fuck off. It's not new record highs. It's new record highs this year. It's like our ghost stories.
Look.
It's the most haunted house. It's not. It's the most haunted house today in this story, but it's not the most haunted house of all time.
So when they say this is the hottest temperature ever recorded in...
Oh, fuck off. Are you telling me that we've never been higher than 36 degrees in England?
Yes.
That's bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit,
No, it's
bullshit.
Not. It's not. It's true. You remember in 1978 when you were a nipper, 14 years old...
1976, mate. I was 13. I was barely out of pickpocketing school.
Exactly. And
I
you
just
remember
learned my
the
first
temperature.
dip. Just learned my first dip and had my first 2 girls working on the streets for
I
me.
just don't understand why you get so... How does the children in England not going to school affect you?
It's just this fucking be afraid shit that they keep pumping out. It's raining. Fear of flood, everyone. Can you imagine if we actually went to war? Who the fuck are you going to send to fight? Because these cunts won't go. It's too hot. It's too cold. It's too wet. I don't want to.
How did we get...
How did we get to this? That's what I'm asking. How did we get to this? That we are the wettest bunch of fucking wankers in the whole world. That we need to be told... Don't travel, because the sun's out. And I know it's summer, but the sun will kill you.
When was the last time you commuted to work in London?
Fucking many years ago.
And don't you remember what it was like?
I didn't die.
So that's your measure of reasonable or unreasonable, whether you die.
Look, when I was at work in London, it was important to turn up to work, otherwise you got bollocked. Nowadays, it's acceptable not to come in because, oh, do you know what? One of my toenails needs cutting. I'm going to be about 2 hours late. This is a job for 2 people.
I think you need to get a job at the Daily Mail, Andy. You do very well. Have you ever tried to be a journalist?
They wouldn't accept my stories. They would say they were too fanciful. What do you mean man goes to work and it's 38 degrees? No one's going to believe that. Now get yourself back into the fridge.
It was Sussex, I think, that scored the highest temperature, 36.8 or something. 35.
So
I
what?
can't remember what it was.
So what? Well, what a great day to be a criminal, because the police aren't allowed to run to catch you in case they overheat. So you might as well go out and do some smash and grabs.
All right, when was the last time you actually experienced 36 degrees?
When I was in Greece, we hit over 40. They had a heat wave in Athens, and I was on an island about an hour and a half outside of Athens. And yes, it was hot. And yes, you didn't want to move a lot, but you just got under a shower, and the shower was the cold water was warm. But you know, you just got on with it. I still had to work.
Work? You were a diving instructor.
No, I was working as a barman in the hotel, which was great because I had all the access to all the beer that I required to keep cool.
Do you think your diving affected your health long term?
No, I didn't do enough of it, but it can. It can definitely affect your bone density, your mental state, especially if you suffer from... Yeah, because you can starve the brain of oxygen if you're not careful. You have to be very careful when you're using gases to breathe rather than natural air.
Well, what? So you cause a little bit of brain damage sort of thing?
You can. I mean, what do you think the bends is when you come up too quickly and you get sort of bubbles in your blood? You get nitrogen gas in the blood.
Yes.
So that affects the brain. And anything that affects the brain is more or less permanent. You don't have temporary brain hits. If you get concussion, that's there for life. The scarring.
So do you think that's an explanation? I mean, for you.
For
you.
There's nothing wrong with me. My brain is sharp as a tack.
Dear. All right. So anyway, so you're not bothered about the heat. Well, that's good. That's
No.
very good.
And I laugh in the face of anyone who says, oh,
You are so pathetic. I mean, I don't want to report it, but prior to this recording, were you not complaining about sitting in a telephone queue?
that is completely different. That is mental torture.
It's exactly the same thing. It is exactly
How is it?
the same thing. It's
At least in 40 degrees, I can lay out and get a crispy tan. While I'm sitting waiting on the phone for some non-entity to answer for 2.5 hours.
I don't want
that
to
is
go
not
now. I
the
don't
same.
want to go now because I had to wait an hour to speak to someone on the telephone. What is talking about
Hang on.
woke?
I'm just going to mute you.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
All right.
Also, in the news today,
Yeah.
not very much. Oh, there was a poor guy who was singing at a festival in Brazil, and he became a bit of a YouTube hit because he was on stage, and in the audience there were just two ladies,
No.
and it was reported that it was his mum and his aunt.
I'll tell you what, I think to go anywhere in Brazil and to only have two people in shot is pretty unusual.
And I mean, we're not talking about a small... We're talking about an outdoor festival type stage here. It's big arena. But anyway, he seemed to enjoy himself.
He must have been practicing.
No. He was on at 8 p.m. and he claimed it was too early because people were still working. But he said there were lots of people out of that shot that he didn't see. There were people who were manning the stalls and there were the security. So there were other people. You just couldn't see them. But apparently, on the back of that story, he got an extra 10,000 Instagram followers. So, win.
What's he called? I want to look at this picture.
Okay.
His name is...
Ronnie Serasterio.
And how is that, an S or a C?
Well, first of all, it's Ronnie with a Y.
Okay, that's suspicious.
And it's... No, because it's Brazilian. Portuguese, you know. All and then it's S-E-R...
Ronnie Stereo, yes,
singing
you're right.
Singing to an empty stadium in southern Brazil. Bless him.
Yeah.
Mind you, we sit here pontificating to an empty internet every
right,
fucking
actually.
Sunday morning.
How
So
can you be criticising this poor
can't really
fella?
criticise anyone else for doing exactly what we've been doing for the last 5 fucking years.
It's not 5 years, is it? I suppose it is if it's 250 episodes.
It's 5 years on the 19th of July.
So is this 250 free episodes, or are you including the Patreon episodes?
No, this is just our Sunday episodes.
I can't believe it's 5 years.
Yes, 52 weeks in a year.
250 episodes. Let me ask you this. How many of those 250 episodes would you think are memorable in terms of quality?
All of them. I think, I mean, I know I shouldn't blow my own trumpet, but I think they're fabulous, all of them.
I would say a good proportion of them are certainly quite entertaining.
That's what you've got to measure. That's what you've got to use to measure. If you can listen to the whole thing, then obviously it's entertaining. And that's got to be the measure. If you turn off after 10 minutes, then it doesn't count as anything.
No, but some of them you have to. I mean, the standout one of complete and utter bollocks was that golfing pyramid in Vegas.
Look, the content of this podcast is pretty much secondary to anything else. I mean, you've got to understand, this week for our 250th anniversary, I was struggling to come up with anything because of my other commitments that I was focused on. I didn't really have time to do a lot of thinking about what subject I was going to cover. And you're gonna go, oh, that's just lazy.
I say that every week. It's not David Icke.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just do another
No, it's not David Icke. No, because that would be just lazy.
No, I'm sure you could dig up.
You're not going to like it.
Designer.
You're not going to like it, but it's actually quite good stuff.
Did I tell you? I think we spoke last week about this, talking about lack of celebrities out there at the moment, that Kim Kardashian's hairdresser is appearing on Come Dancing or whatever.
Yeah, you said. Yeah. Well, I mean, we can't. None of us can wait for that. Can you imagine the gossip she's going to come forth with?
But how can that be of interest to the general public?
It's not. But who the fuck wants to go on skating fucking shows?
No, but they're very popular. I mean, they have very good viewership thingamybobs, ratings.
So does Trump.
I suppose so.
Doesn't mean anything. I mean, when you say very good viewership ratings, don't forget when we were younger, a program would have like 30 million viewers. Now they boast about 6 million. And the average for a soap opera, which used to be 25 million, is now 2.4 million.
25 million. When did 25 million people stop and watch EastEnders every night? That's just nonsense.
It happened in the 80s. When it first came out, I promise you they had 20 million viewers.
Is Coronation Street still going?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
It's like Trigger's broom, though.
I don't know what that is.
Well, in Only Fools and Horses, Trigger was a road sweeper. Yeah. And they honoured him for having the same broom for 25 years at work. And he did a speech and he said, yep, I remember the first day I got my broom, and since then it's had 3 new handles and 2 new heads, but it's still the same broom. So Coronation Street has probably got none of the original cast in.
Well, of course not. It's been going for 50 years, unless Dot Cotton is still alive. Or
she was in EastEnders.
Oh, was she?
But, yeah.
I know a character out of Coronation Street, or I met her once.
Really? Julie Goodyear?
No, there was a character, I think...
Or was that just what your hooker looked like?
No, she was either called Fiona or her character was called Fiona. She was at my cousin's wedding.
No idea.
Do you ever watch it?
No. That's the sort of thing that Gary used to watch. He would watch EastEnders and Coronation Street unfailingly because it's Gary.
No, but why is it entertaining to watch something like that?
It's not. It's depressing. It's like, I mean, do you know what? I saw that they have released Gavin and Stacey on Amazon Prime now from season 1 all the way through. Did you watch that when it was first out?
Gavin and Stacey? No, what is it? A cop show?
No, it's a comedy. It was a comedy on ITV or BBC or Channel 4, I don't know. But it was very, very popular. And I remember watching it at the time and thinking this was hilarious, and everyone was watching it except you. So I thought, you know what? It's been 15 years, whatever. I'll sit through that again. So I started sitting through it yesterday, and it's not anywhere near as funny as I thought it was now.
Times have changed.
Yeah, but so quickly. I mean, there's some stuff that still stands up after 20, 25 years, but this isn't one of them.
Faulty Towers, that's certainly one. You can't help but laugh when you're watching Faulty Towers. I wonder if youngsters find it funny.
Well, certainly the Swedish would, but then they find Mr. Bean funny for some reason. I've never understood. No, not at all. Worst thing Rowan Atkinson ever did.
Mr. Bean?
Yeah, fucking pathetic.
Made him a fortune.
Yeah, but, you know, it's just not funny. Not to me.
Isn't it? Some of it is. I'll tell you, he did do something quite pathetic recently called, was it called Mr. B or something, where he's a childminder?
I don't know.
That I started watching that on one of the channels. I gave up after 10 minutes. It was just silly.
Any man who is a childminder should be looked at very closely. Fucking true story.
True story.
It's true. There's nothing in your genes to be a nurturer as a man. Nothing. Why would you want to look after children unless you had some sinister ulterior motive?
Well, what do you mean? I love looking after my grandchildren.
You need looking at. I'm reporting you to social services.
So any loving grandparents are immediately suspicious to you?
Look, I didn't say anything about grandparents. I said a man who wants to be a childminder. If a man's ambition is to be a manny, then we need to take a good look at that man.
You know, you've got to be careful what you say, Andy, because people read this as, what do you call it, projecting. You're projecting your own.
Do I look like I'm working as a manny? Do you ever see me with children? No, you don't.
No.
And I'm telling you why. I wouldn't.
Exactly, because if you found yourself in the situation, you couldn't resist it, could you?
No, I just don't like fucking kids. It's quite straightforward. I don't mind other people's kids from a distance, but no thanks. God, could you imagine working with those noisy little lively fuckers? I would end up killing them. There'd be no sexual abuse, but there would be deaths.
I can't honestly remember. How long were you at home looking after Hannah? Not looking after her, but how long were you together as a family unit?
Well, until Hannah was probably 3.5.
All right, okay.
But don't forget, she lived with me full time. When she was older, obviously.
Yeah. No, she was a teenager at that stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the best years. Fucking hell.
Yes, I can't see you minding anything. In fact, I'm surprised you're a very good cat minder.
Oh, I'm not. Well, sometimes I want to kill them as well, especially Reggie. He's a 3 o'clock in the morning screamer. If I'm not out of bed by 3 o'clock, he wants to know why.
3 o'clock? That's in the middle of the night.
For you. But sometimes he gets a bit previous. And it's only 1:30 or 1:45, and it's...
But what's he waking you up for, a feed or something?
Yes, because he can see the bottom of the bowl. There's a hole in the food that needs filling.
You are kidding. You have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to feed your cats.
Yeah. Well, I am usually up by that time, to be fair. Anyway, we've gone on long enough. It's episode 250. I don't want to lose the audience before we've started. So
we lost them a long time ago.
Well,
episode 110, I think.
Episode 2. So what I decided at the end of the day was people's real life experiences of uncanny and supernatural happenings and compile some stories of real life stuff. Because we did that ghostly episode a couple of weeks ago and it was lame. The stories involved were very thin, as you said. So I thought we'd take people's real life experiences. So this first one comes from someone called Hola, ¿Cómo estás? 77.
But
I'm guessing...
Is this off Reddit or something?
They've got true ghost stories and true uncanny experiences all over the place.
How do you know this is true life experiences?
Because they've left
that.
our full name and address. Hola, ¿cómo estás? 77.
No, that means hello, how are you?
Yes.
It's not a name, Andy.
That's their full name and address.
Idiot. Hello, how are you? 66.
77.
77.
Otherwise, you'd be knocking on the wrong door. Now, back in the 1960s, my family was given an antique bedroom set.
We can't listen to it like that.
But I haven't done an accent for a while. Back in the 60s, my family was given an antique bedroom set that had belonged to my deceased uncle. It was old. I can't do this for that. It's a long story. It was old, but beautifully made. The kind of furniture built to last for generations. But there was something about it that felt different, almost like it carried a piece of the past with it. My younger brother and I shared the bedroom and we slept in the same bed. A bit too much information. One night, I woke up and I saw a man standing in our room. And I watched as he slowly walked out through the doorway. I was still half asleep and convinced myself it had just been a dream.
Probably good. Good convincing. Well done.
I closed my eyes and went back to sleep. Later that night, though, I woke up again, and this time I saw the man return, and I watched in disbelief as he moved towards the old mirror in the room, and then something happened that I still can't explain to this day.
No reflection?
No, the man climbed into the mirror and disappeared. I was terrified. I didn't know if I was awake or dreaming. I said nothing and stayed completely still, hoping it was over. The next night, I decided to stay awake. I needed to know if my mind was playing tricks on me. And it happened again. The man appeared from the mirror. He slowly crawled out, stopped for a moment, and looked directly at us. He then just stood there silently watching, before turning around and walking out of the room. Frozen with fear, I woke my brother, and we stayed awake together, hiding under the blankets, watching and waiting. And sure enough, the man came back.
What, had he used the loo or something? He'd had a dump in the toilet and then come back to go back into his home in the mirror?
Possibly. We both saw him walk into the room and crawl through the mirror once again. And that was the moment we completely broke down. We ran to our parents' room crying, terrified, and told them what we had seen. Our father, of course, didn't believe us. He laughed it off and sent us back to bed, saying we must have had a bad dream. But we were too scared to sleep in that room again. So we grabbed our blankets and pillows and we made a bed for ourselves in the hallway. When our parents saw how frightened we were, they eventually switched rooms with us. But a few days later, we woke up to the sound of a massive crash. We ran to see what had happened. Our father was standing there, pushing the old dresser and mirror down the back steps. Without saying a word, he went into the garage, came back with gasoline and an axe and destroyed the entire bedroom set. Then he burned it. He never explained what he had seen. He never admitted to anything. But we knew, whatever it was, he had seen it too. Later, my mother asked us to describe the man. We told her everything we remembered. She became quiet, and then she told us that the man we described looked exactly like my uncle, the very person who had owned the bedroom set before he died. To this day, I still don't know what I saw that night. Was it a dream, a memory, or something connected to that old mirror? I don't know, but this story will haunt me for the rest of my life, because some things you see only once or twice, but you never truly forget them.
Do his name again. Do the hola. Do his name.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? 77.
I mean, You know, it's a 250th episode. This is a perfect illustration of the depth of sincerity that we have in our stories. I mean, Reddit is absolute. I mean, you know, it's good for entertainment. There's no doubt about that. But is there anything on Reddit that resembles reality?
But these people believe their stories, Mark.
No, it's not. I mean, I think this is a little storyteller. It's a little essay that someone's put together, which is perfectly reasonable. But Hola, 77.
No, but that's... Usernames are usernames. You know, some people call themselves fucking Little Dick 1. Usernames mean nothing. I've got usernames in various platforms that have nothing to do with who I am.
What do you mean?
I'm known as Tennis Ball in certain platforms.
What, when you go trolling people, abusing people online?
No, when I'm in certain forums, if it's a forum connected to a game, I'm known as Tipsy. Tennis Ball. Yes.
What are you talking about? How old are you? A gaming forum?
Yes.
I had a really good battle yesterday. I killed 13 aliens.
And then they got me, and now I'm being incubated. I'm being incubated.
What the hell's incubated?
I've got
that. It's game over.
When they put the thing down your throat and you grow an alien in your belly.
God, dear.
Okay, let's go on to the next story.
Don't tell me this is also Reddit, please.
Celebrate our 250th here. This one.
Username.
I'm not going to tell you.
Yes, no, I want to hear it. Come on.
No, because
yes.
I seem to have missed this one. Hang on, let me see. Username. Truth Beyond the Noise. Are you mocking Truth Beyond the Noise?
Not at all. I'm sure it's going to be a great little story. Once upon a time, when I was a young lad.
I was around 10 to 12 years old when this happened.
So were the other kids?
Maybe it was the same kids.
I'm a bit worried that you're on Reddit forums that focus on 10-year-old children.
No, I didn't have your password to get in, so... My family had just moved into a new house, and I felt the energy of that house just being off. I couldn't place it at first until I started seeing this shadow figure out of the corner of my eye. At first, it was always quick. I'd do a double take and it would already be gone. And my family has always believed I was gifted when it comes to seeing things, and this shadow figure would be a quick glimpse for a while until one night it did something terrifying. Me, my mum and my sister were all in the living room watching TV. I got up to use the bathroom and left the bathroom door wide open. From the bathroom, you could see straight down the hallway into the living room. The kitchen was off to the left, and my bedroom door was right near the bathroom. While I was sitting there, I suddenly saw the shadow figure again, except this time it didn't disappear instantly. It came from the kitchen and moved down the hallway right in front of the bathroom door before turning sharply and going straight into my bedroom. The speed of it...
I'm surprised if this fellow was sitting on the toilet. I'd be turning pretty damn sharply in the other direction.
The speed of it was unreal. The only way I can describe it is like a vampire moving in the Vampire Diaries, unnaturally fast, but I could still fully see it. It was like a man, but with no features, just a shape. Like, imagine your shadow on a wall, but taking form in the middle of the room.
I can do that, yeah.
Anyways, I ran back into the living room with my pants half down, trying to gasp the words out to my mum and sister because I was so terrified.
You have read to the end of this story. It is suitable for general consumption.
It's his mum and his sister. Just because he's showing them his pee-pee, there's nothing overtly sexual about it. He's terrified. I would imagine it's shriveled up, and his 10-year-old pee-pee wouldn't be very much to look at anyway, would it? After that night, I started to see it at school. My sister would be with me, and I would be like, He's in the corner over there in the shadow. It wouldn't be all the time, maybe a few times a month. A quick glimpse, nothing compared to that form running at me. I did my best not to give it attention or acknowledge it, knowing that it would only make things worse. A year later, my older sister got her first apartment. She was around 18 or 19, and she invited us over for a sleepover. After the night settled down, I was laying on her bed, waiting for my other sister to finish showering so we could play Monopoly. My older sister walked past the bedroom door, looked in, and then suddenly backed up and stared at me with this really concerned look on her face. She's always been heavily into spirits and paranormal stuff. She used to go to graveyards with her friends and believed that she could see things too.
Perfectly normal.
Yeah, at that age it actually is. We used to hang around Highgate Cemetery.
I bet you did.
We did. Without saying a single freaking word, she started cleansing the apartment and me. After she finished, she told me she saw a shadow figure hovering above me in the corner of the room near the bed. She said it felt like bad energy and that I no longer need to worry about the shadow figure anymore. My older sister actually lived with my dad, so she never knew about the encounters I'd had with the shadow figure. But ever since that night, I've never seen the figure again or felt anything like it. I'm 24 now, and this still creeps me out to think about. Just typing this story gave me the chills. Knowing something like that could have been following me as a kid honestly makes me wonder what would have happened if my sister had not stepped in that night.
I'm interested. What did she use, do you think? A bit of fairy liquid or something? What was the
Sage.
process?
Burning sage. It's always sage. Do you know nothing about the paranormal?
What are you talking about, burning sage?
Yeah, you burn sage to cleanse a house.
I've never heard of that at all. Why? That's not normal general knowledge.
Okay, I want you to Google burning sage.
Yeah, well, now they've been talking about it, so it will come up straight away. I don't know what the sun is. The sun was still there. Here we go. Burning sage. Burger King. Burning Man. Burning sage in your home. Searching. Burning sage. Or, do you know what it's called? It's quite a nice word, actually. No? Smudging.
Smudging. Yeah, actually, I have heard that before.
An ancient indigenous practice used to clear negative energy and purify the air. Well, it's a bit like joss stick.
Yes, except it's sage. We have a guest. Hello, Reggie. Hello, matey.
So that's it. That is the story.
He was stalked by a spirit as a child. Is that not enough?
He wasn't stalked. He saw him once.
No, he saw him all over the place.
And then his older sister, who sounded a bit, we saw her parading around after the shower. She got a bit of cleaning products out.
And solved the problem.
And that was the end of it.
Well done. Well done, sis.
Yeah, well done, sis.
Well, now we have a story from Used Yogurt 6604.
Used yogurt. That does not sound very good, I'll tell you what.
That sounds like something from American Pie.
Oh, dear. And what was the number? There must be some relevance. 664.
6604.
What's the relevance there?
Maybe April 1966.
No.
Why not? If you're American, that would be exactly how you would write it.
Would it?
Yes, they always do year, month, day.
And England is day, month, year?
Yes, the right way.
Or Sweden?
Day, month, year.
No, it's not.
No, they go American, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Can you get off, please? Thank you. Okay, we're going to Taiwan. And in 1998...
I've been there. Did you know that?
Well, did you go to the Darkeng Scenic Area in Taichung?
No.
Well, that's where we're going. So in 1998, a family in Taiwan went hiking in said Darkeng Scenic Area in Taichung. It was supposed to be an ordinary family outing. And remember, this is 1998. So someone brought along a V8 camcorder and recorded the group walking along the mountain trail near the famous wind-moving stone. Very famous. At the time,
all about it.
Nothing seemed strange. The family walked together, surrounded by trees, mountain paths, and the quiet atmosphere of the Taiwanese countryside. Now, the footage looked exactly like many old home videos from the 90s. I don't like them using the word old when it comes to the 90s.
You're right.
Slightly blurry, dull in colour, and shaky with each step of the person holding the camera. But later, when the family replayed...
It's all fake news.
Oh,
it's
God.
phony stuff.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Get off. Get off.
It's all fake news.
Come on, off.
It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
We've got supernatural happenings going on my soundboard. You bad boy. You bad boy.
Yes, that's not the bad boy tone, actually, Andy.
He's so happy about it. Can you hear him?
Purring, yeah, he's purring, isn't he?
He's so happy about his naughtiness. So, let's try and get back to this story. You bad boy.
It's riveting.
Yes, so the camera's shaking. But later, when the family replayed the recording, they noticed something that shouldn't have been there. At the very back of the hiking group, there was a small figure dressed in red, and she appeared to be following them. The strange thing was that no one in the family could remember seeing her on that day. She wasn't part of their group. She didn't speak to anyone. She didn't wave at the camera. She simply walked behind them, silent and close enough to be seen clearly in the footage. What made it even more disturbing was her face. Because of the low quality video, it was difficult to see her clearly, but the footage said that her face did not look like that of a normal little girl. Some said she looked unusually old, and others said that her features seemed distorted. Some even believed her expression looked inhuman. The footage was later sent to a Taiwanese paranormal television program called Shen Chu Gui Ma. When it aired on TV, it caused a wave of fear across Taiwan. It's a very superstitious country. This was the 90s, remember. The internet wasn't yet the centre of everything. People still discovered strange stories through television, newspapers and word of mouth. So when the viewers saw the girl in red appear in what seemed to be a real family video, the impact was much, much stronger than a random creepy clip online today. And then the rumours began. Some people claim that after the hiking trip, one of the people in the group died. And this made the story more unsettling, because people began connecting the red-clad girl with ideas from Taiwanese folk belief, being followed by something from the mountains, being chosen as a replacement, or encountering a supernatural mountain entity. Over time, many people began linking the little girl in red to the Taiwanese legend of the Mosin Ah. Mosin Ah are not exactly ghosts. In Taiwanese folklore, they are more like mountain spirits or strange beings that live in forests or bamboo groves, found in valleys and misty mountain areas, and are often described as small, childlike or monkey-like, and dressed in red. And some stories say they have red eyes or red hats. They don't always attack people directly. Instead, they confuse people. According to the legends, a person led away by a Mosin Ah may suddenly become lost on a trail that they know well. They may disappear for hours or even days. And when found, they often seem confused, exhausted, or unable to explain what happened. Some even claim they were fed strange things, only for others to later suspect they'd actually been eating mud, grass, or insects. Taiwan has many stories like this. In one reported case from 2000, an elderly woman went to a mountain area in Ziji to sweep a grave. She walked ahead of her family for only a short time, but after they parked the car, they couldn't find her. Her relatives searched the mountains, even using traditional folk methods like beating gongs and calling her name, hoping to guide her back. Days later, she was found dead. In 2014, another elderly woman disappeared in Hualien.
Yeah, but hang on. What's this woman disappearing and being found dead's got to do with any of these little red people with red beady eyes?
This is the Mo Shu Hua that lead you away and make you confused.
So a woman goes missing and is found dead, and it's assumed these little red people have taken her away.
Yes, because she was within sight of the family she was with, where they were just parking the car, and she was suddenly just gone.
Well, that's never happened before, has it? Is there more to this story?
In 2014, another elderly woman disappeared in Hualien. Surveillance footage reportedly showed her walking unusually quickly for an oldie towards a rural mountain road. When she was later found, she claimed a little girl in red had led her there, and the elderly people had kept her company at night. In 2015, an elderly woman in Kaohsiung disappeared after going into the fields. She was eventually found, weak but without any obvious injuries, near a cemetery in the mountains. She said someone had taken her somewhere to sleep and had even prepared food to her, or for her. Now, these stories do not prove that Mo Sin Ah exist, but they all share the same terrifying pattern. Someone leaves a familiar place, disappears, and returns unable to clearly explain what had happened. And that is why the little girl in red became so famous. Maybe she was just another hiker, distorted by old video quality, or maybe the television programme made the footage seem a little bit more frightening than it really was. Or maybe, as some still believe, she was indeed something from the mountains. Whatever the truth is, the image remains disturbing because it has never had a clear answer. So if she was only a passerby, why did no one remember seeing her that day? So if you ever walk into the mountains and you hear someone calling from behind you, maybe don't turn around too quickly.
I wonder where was Little Red Riding Hood a baddie or the goodie?
It depends on which version of the fairy tale you read, because Little Red Riding Hood in one version actually wanted the wolf to eat Grandma so that she could inherit the cottage.
That's probably your version.
It's true though. So, we're going to go to a story from Green Temperature 57.
I mean, the thing is that I wonder if these are AI generated.
No.
The sentence construction and everything is all very similar, and it can't be all users.
I can tell you when something is AI generated. I recognise the patterns of the AI generated stories.
So you don't think these are
No.
generated?
No, because AI generally gives you a series of statements. It doesn't coherently string together sentences into a conversational type tale.
But don't you agree that the sentence structure and such like is all the three stories you read out? We've talked about it before. That's why I'm always amused.
But, you know,
there's Reddit things, they all sound the same.
This is why famous authors become famous, because they have a distinctive writing style. Most people don't. Most people write in a very similar style, which is bland, uninformed, and basically not entertaining.
Oh, what you mean, like the three stories you've just read?
I mean, if I wrote a story, obviously you'd be on the edge of your seat.
Why don't you?
I haven't got time for that nonsense.
I'll tell you what, didn't we hear that Gary was writing a book about something?
Oh, dear God. Wasn't he writing, wasn't it something to do with Chelsea?
Was it? It was about a football match? Or a
No, it was
football
about
team?
Chelsea fans.
Oh, right.
I don't know. It was awful anyway, whatever he was talking about. Of course, he had a deal. He had a book deal.
Oh,
Just
really?
Yeah. It was from the same people who invited him onto the Pippa Middleton Welcoming Committee.
Did he? Did he go and see Pippa Middleton?
No, but that's what he was claiming when she came to do the Varsalop.
I remember.
Do you not remember any of this?
Yeah, you're right.
He said, I've been invited to join the official Pippa Middleton Welcoming Society committee. Can you imagine him dribbling down the front of her ski suit? Jesus.
That's a bit unkind.
What a welcome.
So
it would be unkind to have him welcome Pippa Middleton.
Yes, I'd feel sorry for her. She's married to some bloody hedge fund fellow.
Oh, that's years ago.
How is it?
Yeah. So have you already forgotten the name of the contributor for our next story?
Mouldy Yogurt 55.
No, this is Green Temperature 57. Wife and I...
That many user people who want to be called Green Temperature.
Well, obviously the first 56 were taken.
Maybe he was born in 57.
Wife and I rented an Airbnb in Conroe, Texas, for a wedding that we recently attended. It was a nice home in a nice neighbourhood. We really lucked out. It was well maintained, even though the furnishings and decorations were from another era. Think 50s with a 70s update. And then another recent update likely to make it presentable as a rental. As we got comfortable, we surmised that it was likely an elderly relative who'd recently passed, and the family that inherited it decided to do short-term rentals. We noticed there were a lot of coasters on all the tables. We got the hint, and we were sure to use them. At one point, we even started, for fun, to express out loud something along the lines of, "Don't worry, Grandma, we're using the coasters." These sound like a fun, zany bunch, don't they? The first night was uneventful, and we woke up and spent most of the day at the wedding. Came back late and got ready for bed. Wife and I prefer to sleep in separate rooms. Well done, that man. Mostly because I snore, but also for the comfort of having your own schedule. I tend to go to bed earlier, so I said goodnight, brought a glass of water to the bedroom, and I put it on the nightstand and crawled under the covers. As soon as I was tucked in, I heard the glass fall and bounce around quite a bit. I thought it was odd, as I didn't see a way that it could have been knocked off. I got out of bed to clean up the mess, and I immediately noticed that I didn't use a coaster. Without even thinking, I said, "Sorry, Grandma," as I wiped up the spilled water. If that was it, there would be no story. But when I looked for the glass...
I'm waiting for this story.
When I looked for the glass, it was dead centre, under the bed, standing straight up. I was unable to reach it and needed a broom to gather it out in the morning. I genuinely felt something odd had happened. I got back into bed and drifted off to sleep. At some unknown hour, there was a loud, close-sounding bang and a terrifying shriek sound. I have never in my life shot straight up from the dead of sleep, but that's exactly what I did, from dead to the world to sitting straight up and wide awake. I got out of bed, did a quick lap around the house, and not seeing anything out of sorts, I went back to bed.
What, he didn't check on his missus?
No, he waited till the morning because, I'm telling you...
hear a loud scream in the middle of the night and he doesn't even bother checking on
I'm
his
guessing,
missus?
every man for himself and all that. Equal rights.
This fellow deserves everything he's going to get.
I'm telling my story to my wife in the morning and she looks pale. She said she also heard a loud bang in the middle of the night that startled her wide awake. She didn't remember a shriek, but said the bang sounded right outside the wall and it terrified her. I agreed that this was what I experienced as well. Only thing we can figure is that Grandma threw a tantrum for my lack of using the coaster. I kind of wanted to leave a short version of the story on the review, but felt it better just to give 5 stars and let future guests know what a charming house it was.
What? That's it? So two people went to bed, heard a bang in the middle of the night, and that is the basis of a story for the 250th episode of Strange Stuff podcast.
Terrifying story.
Of all the stories that you could have picked up in the whole world.
Well, this story...
Green temperature, what was it?
57.
57 varieties of beans, isn't it?
This story is going to blow you away.
It's going to blow me to press that leave the chat room button.
This story comes from Wiggle My Toe. There's no E on the end of toe, so it's really Wiggle My Toe, but I think it's supposed to be Wiggle My Toe.
Are the word counts similar on these stories? Do they all have 597 words?
You're sort of breaking up. I'm not catching what you're saying.
I'm wondering if all the stories that you're reading have the same word count.
I went for sort of fairly short form so that I could squeeze in a good half dozen at least.
No, I'm wondering if it's an instruction to the AI algorithm that,
No, you can have it as long as you want. There are a couple of stories I've come across in the past that I thought would make a good episode, but then I couldn't find them again.
I want to know the name of that fellow who didn't use a coaster, just so I remember if I ever have an Airbnb, not allowing him in my house.
Well, you can take me off your list for a start, because I would never use a coaster.
I don't have any coasters.
Anyway, this story from Wiggle My Toe starts, "This is 100% true.
Oh.
I don't care if nobody believes me.
Finally,
I don't care if nobody believes me, because I have two witnesses, my mum and the woman." There is a second half to that sentence that I'm not going to divulge just yet. I'm a female of 23 now, but this happened when I was in the 4th grade. For context, paranormal stuff wasn't exactly new to me. Before this happened, I'd already had a bunch of experiences from when I lived at my grandma's house. I had an imaginary friend, except I don't actually remember having one. My cousins do. They tell me stories about how I used to make them play games with my friend and how it terrified them. But seriously, I have no memory of it. I also remember my dolls moving their heads, seeing shadows, and one especially weird incident where my dead grandpa's favourite song started playing on our laptop, with his ashes sitting on the shelf directly above it. As a child, this genuinely freaked me out. We then moved to this apartment, leaving my grandma's house. My mum was a single mum, so now it was just the two of us. We lived on the 3rd floor of an apartment complex, and the apartment directly below us sat empty the entire time we lived there, which probably doesn't mean anything, but as a kid it always kind of creeped me out. I never really hated that apartment, but it definitely creeped me out a little. I was mainly only scared to be in my room. At night, I would see these white floating blobs drift across my ceiling. I know how that sounds, I'm just telling you what I saw. I was so scared that I regularly would run out of my room and slept with my mum. Then one night, my mum got fed up with me stealing half the bed and went to go and sleep in mine. And that's when she saw the white blobs floating around my ceiling. After that, she contacted a woman that my aunt knew, some spiritual healer, medium, energy reader, whatever you want to call her. I genuinely have no clue what or who she was.
No, but was she an expert in white blobs? Because it seems that this is
a blob infestation.
White blob infestation.
Hello, can I have the white blob company, please? And mind you, before she even came over, the woman told my mum not to tell her anything about what I had experienced.
About the white blob?
Yes.
No, she wouldn't want any information.
No, she didn't want any clues. She wanted to walk in blind.
Yeah, to the blob.
Now, here's the part that sticks with me the most, and it's going to stick with you.
I bet it will do, like a Klingon.
A few weeks before this woman came over, I was having a sleepover with my friends. Let's call them Jack, male 11, and Jill, female 11, for privacy purposes. They were twins. I was really only friends with Jill, but Jack always had to come because they weren't allowed to be apart.
Why can't she use their normal names? Why do they have to invent names? Jack and Jill came over to play.
Yeah. So the three of us were sleeping on my bedroom floor. Our heads were against the wall, with us facing my room. Jill was in the middle, Jack was closest to the door, and I was closest to the wall with the window. I woke up in the middle of the night and opened my eyes. Standing in my doorway was a woman, not a shadow, and it wasn't sleep paralysis, it was a woman. She looked Hispanic or possibly Native American.
That's a bit racist.
She was, well, say what you see. She was wearing clothes that looked almost like pilgrim clothing. The thing I remember most is that she was making direct eye contact with me. She slowly walked from my bedroom doorway all the way across my room towards the window, just staring at me. I remember being completely frozen. After watching her walk across my room, I squeezed my eyes shut, opened them again, and she was gone. So, fast forward to the day that the spiritual woman came over. She's walking through the apartment, going through the entire place, saging everywhere, talking about energy and doing her thing. Eventually, we all end up sitting on the kitchen floor, just me, my mum, and this woman.
Why? Why didn't they sit at the kitchen table?
Maybe they didn't have one, or maybe this is
Or
part
the
of the
sofa.
ceremony. We're sitting there talking when suddenly the room starts smelling absolutely horrific. Like
No, had someone let
literally
one go?
just out of nowhere.
It was probably curry the night before.
Then this woman suddenly jumps up. She's literally clutching her butt, and sitting on my kitchen floor is a puddle of liquid shit.
I knew it. I knew it. This
I
poor
wish-
woman had a dodgy.
I wish I was
Dodgy
making
karma.
this up. This grown-ass woman had just shit directly onto my kitchen floor. She immediately takes off running to my bathroom while my poor mum is cleaning up human diarrhea from the kitchen floor. Meanwhile, I'm sitting
This is a
there.
good story.
I told you you'd like this one. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there as a 10-year-old trying to understand how our night just somehow turned into this. A few minutes later, the woman comes out of the bathroom looking completely panicked, and she says, I saw it. I saw it. According to her, while she was in the bathroom, she saw the entity that had been attached to me. I honestly don't remember everything she said after that, because I was still stuck on the fact that she'd literally shit on our kitchen floor. But I do remember one thing clearly. She told my mum that there was also a large cat protecting me, a black panther. And my mum immediately knew she'd said somewhere along the lines of, that makes sense. I've always prayed for a black panther to watch over and protect her. There was absolutely no way that this woman had any way of knowing that. And to this day, I don't know what happened in that apartment. I don't know who I saw in my bedroom, and I don't know what the woman saw in the bathroom. And I don't know why my mum and I both saw strange white floating blobs in my room. What I do know is that I'm now 23 years old and I have a black panther tattooed on my arm that I got when I was 17, and I've never once regretted it. Maybe it sounds ridiculous, maybe it is ridiculous, but whenever life gets hard, or even if I need a good laugh, I still think about this moment. Because what the hell was that? Seriously. And now I have this Black Panther tattoo, and it looks amazing. And I have random people always ask why I got the tattoo, because it's not like it's hidden. Can you off? Because it's not like it's hidden. And I have to tell them, oh, well, it's a long story, but basically it's my spiritual guardian, because nobody is going to believe the entire story behind. Isn't
So there was no
isn't that a
no
brilliant
knitting
story?
the elements of the story together. The white blobs, they were just drifting around white blobs. This woman from the pilgrimage period, she was just wandering around and then this poor woman shat herself while sitting on the kitchen floor.
Great story. The makings of a Netflix series.
I mean, it's just an hour and 22 minutes we've been going, and that's the best. That's the climax of the show, is it?
Well, now we're gonna end on a lighter note story.
Lighter, thank God for that.
And this is from unknown user 9807.
Can you do that?
Yes, you can call yourself whatever you want.
Unknown user.
So, a few months ago, people in my apartment building started talking about a ghost. It started with small things. Someone would hear footsteps in the hallway at 3 a.m. Another person claimed they saw a shadow standing near the stairwell before it disappeared. One neighbour swore they heard someone whisper hello when nobody was there. And the rumours spread fast. The funny part is, I knew exactly what was happening. I work night shifts, and I usually get home around 3 a.m. So to avoid waking up the other apartments, I'd quietly take the stairs instead of the elevator. I also have a habit of talking to myself when I'm tired. On one night, while carrying groceries, I dropped a bag. An elderly neighbour opened her door just as I bent down to pick everything up. The hallway light flickered out at that exact moment. She screamed. I panicked and sprinted up the stairs. The next morning, the building's WhatsApp group exploded. Apparently, she had seen a dark figure crouching in the hallway that vanished when the lights flickered. The ghost stories got crazier every week. Someone posted blurry CCTV screenshots. Another person claimed the ghost only appeared after midnight. And a third person said it was probably the spirit of a former tenant. I stayed quiet because honestly, it was hilarious. The management announced they were installing extra security cameras because residents felt unsafe. And so at that point, I felt a bit guilty and I admitted everything. But here's the thing. Nobody believed me. Even after I explained the late night shifts, the stairs, the dropped groceries, the flickering lights, several neighbours insisted I was covering up the existence of the ghost. One guy actually said, "That's exactly what a ghost would want us to think." To this day, people still talk about the building ghost. And apparently, I'm not the ghost. I'm just the guy who lives on the 3rd floor.
That was enthralling. I was literally on the edge of my seat to find the conclusion of that story.
See, I thought I'd end one which won't keep you awake at night.
Yes.
Unlike the
I was very worried
on the kitchen floor.
I'll tell you what, if you got white blobs on the ceiling and brown stains on the floor, I mean, that's a recipe for a bad dream, isn't it?
Well, that brings us to the end of our...
Thank God. What are we calling it a day? 250 episodes? Because clearly we got nothing to talk about.
That brings us to the end of this landmark 250th episode of Strange Stuff podcast. Do you know how hard it is to find subject matter? Do you have any idea?
What's that expression? You've only got one job. You only had one job. You only had one job.
It's one more job than you have. Walk a mile in my shoes.
So are you serious? We're moving on to episode 251 next week.
Unless you want to call that it.
Something's happened. Oh my God, something just happened.
Oh no. Supernatural.
Yes, a page opened up covering your face. It was a sign.
No, it's actually your incompetence with the computer.
No, but nothing else is open.
Well, anyway, that does bring us to the end of this 250th landmark episode of Strange Stuff podcast.
And what a market left.
I hope you enjoyed, more than Mark, those stories. I found them very entertaining, very, very creepy, and somewhat uncanny, especially the shit on the kitchen floor. I sympathise, emphasise, and I think I've done it myself once.
I mean, how can they write a story and suddenly this ghost comes? I mean, I'll tell you what, if that was all it took for her to soil her panties, God knows why she was choosing that as a job.
Well,
for God's sake.
I would say that would make a very good impression for people to talk about you word of mouth and get you extra bookings, just in case.
What? She had a poopy on our kitchen floor.
And then she shit herself on the kitchen floor. Oh my God, I have to have this woman. I don't care how much she charges.
Oh my God.
Anyway, join us again, same time, same place next week. Or you could join our Patreon and join us again on Wednesday, where we have extra episodes for the price of a coffee or a beer.
I've had a good idea, Andy. I think what we should do is introduce a Patreon account where they have less to listen to.
Well,
you don't have to listen to.
That's not very
Thursday
encouraging,
episode
is it?
If you listen to Saturday episode.
That's not very encouraging. I put my heart and soul into this.
I know.
Well, I'll see you next week. Not so much him. In the meantime, have yourselves a strange week. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and don't shit on the kitchen floor unless you are being paid for it and you've already done your saging.
Exactly.
Bye for now.
Cheerio.